진짜네? 근데 왜 7개인데 5개밖에 못 봐? 진짜네요. 타투.
No, he doesn't have any
모니카요?
tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was
Really?
before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off for the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not book so much, or watching TV. He likes TV.
그 뭐야, 사이먼이 유리 쪽 일 한다 그랬잖아요. 그래서 그 일 하다가 다친 것 같은데?
Oh, my tattoo. I got
여기
it to
타투 있어.
express my individuality. It's an apple and a snake.
어? 팔에 타투 있어.
So I moved out. Got a small bed sit. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion. I was singing in a bar in the evenings.
얘가
So I had
이거
some
입고
money
있던
left
애가
over my rent.
그거
테마 근데
And I've been doing something similar ever since.
설명 좀 부탁해요.
아니 아까 전에
Haven't put down any
이 옷 입고
roots.
있을 때 한나라 그러지 않았어요?
I don't
근데
exist.
지금 타투 했다고 아까 이거 입고 있을 때 한나 아니었나? 이브였나 처음부터?
So I moved out.
아 해나
Got a small bed sit. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion. I was singing in a bar in the evenings.
봐도
So I had some
검색해봐야
money,
될 것 같아.
enough money to cover my rent.
아,
And I've been doing something similar ever since. Haven't put down any roots. I don't exist.
템짱 먼저가 난
어려워.
여기까지야.
에틱 다락방. 오 새로운 옷 등장띠.
Yes.
얘 문신 없어요.
I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back.
답답해서 뻥우이치 보고 왔다. 사이다 안
94년 6월 25일에 타투가 없어요.
Reminded me of being a girl. The dollhouse in the attic. Old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
나중에 타투를 한 걸 수도? 일단 94년 6월 25일에는 타투가 없습니다.
Yes.
아나는
I
잘
read a lot as a child
다
and watched lots of
불구속이건
TV.
지켜.
Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there
동화
and
속
make
성,
up our own
계속
stories.
성이 언급되네요. 그죠? 막 공주, 성, 막 이런 거.
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair.
긴 금발의
Could they have come from
라푼젤이.
there?
왜 이렇게 금발에 집착하는 거죠? 뭐요? 그 머리가 아니냐고요?
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic.
어디서 머리카락이
There's a
나왔다는
Rapunzel
건데?
doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there?
어? 머리카락 얘기가 왜 나오는
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls
그러니까
in the
살해
attic.
현장에 뭐
There's a
머리카락이
Rapunzel doll
있었던
with
건가?
long blonde hair. Could they have come from there?
그러니까 머리카락 얘기를 갑자기 시작했잖아. 아니 머리카락이 발견됐는지 그것 때문에 물어봐서 그게 다락방에 있는 라푼젤 인형이 아닐까요? 라고 대답했잖아요. 아니 아니
wouldn't have had
누가
the money
인형
to buy
머리
it.
그게 아니고.
Was so huge.
다시.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. And they wouldn't have had the money to buy it.
얘는
It
인형의
was
집을 왜
so
모르지?
huge.
캐슬
It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there.
다락방에 있대매.
It's a beautiful thing.
얘는 왜 몰라?
Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there.
나방?
We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We
왜?
tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
아라비안 나이트 책. 어려워.
조사하면 다 나와.
조사하면 다 나와. 나방 탈 때 막 파치지지직 하는 소리? 그런 거 말하는 건가?
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror. A nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it specially for me.
나를 위해 특별히 만든 거울. 어? 얘 문신 없어, 그죠?
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been
아, 이거 아까 전에
simmering for a
봤던
while.
거네. 94년 6월 25일 타투 없는 거. 아까 전에 봤던 거.
It's Rapunzel.
이놈의
The story
라푼젤은
starts
계속
when she's
나오네.
born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents.
지금
and
계속
keeps her
나오는
locked
게
up in
공주,
this tower.
라푼젤, 탑.
Rapunzel gets
그러니까
pregnant by
성.
the prince. And Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened.
뭐지?
So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind. But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
라푼젤 얘기가 계속 나와요. 뭔가 이상한데? 아, 너굴맨 빌런이 어서오고 1개월 구독 고맙다. 앙수금띠.
Yes. Like a story. A beginning, a middle, and an end.
이야기 같다고? 응?
Well,
템덤님 팁 하나 더 드리자면
She has a
바텀의
knife.
비비 체커라는 게 있습니다.
she's been
이걸로
cooking.
현재까지 내가 본
I guess
영상과 아직 보지
she's been
못한
cooking his
영상의 시간
favourite meal.
순서를 볼 수 있습니다.
she's his wife. And he's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's
아프다고?
sad. Because he's ill and he might die.
어? 아파서 죽을 걸 어떻게 알아?
It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not
아니,
sure.
뭘 보고 있는 건데, 이 사람이? 이게 뭔데? 저 뭔 사진인데?
Well, she wasn't my real mother,
라푼젤도
but she raised
마녀한테
me.
입양되어
베트남은 아니었지만 날
자랐는데
키워줬어.
한파의 집에서 살았다는 자신과
It's a real
관련이
life fairy
있는
tale.
거 아닐까요?
뭐 보라 그랬지? TV 체커? 아, 이거. 오, 뭐 이거? 이게 초록색이 내가 본 거야? 이거 뭐, 근데 이걸로 체크를 어떻게 해봐요? 아니, 뭐. 전혀 모르겠고, 뭔 소린데? 큰일 나. 어? 뭐지? 지금 시간 나와요. 개쩐다. 최근에 본 게 노란색? 그럼 거의 끝부분이네. 우와. 이거 감도 안 잡혀요, 저. 패스. 잘못했다.
펀치 인식해서 자백할 때까지 두들겨 패면 안 될까?
실화냐? 아니. 실화냐, 진짜. 경찰도 많네. 세상에.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been
눈동자가 안
speaking
보여.
about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there.
근데 이거 날짜를 다 어떻게 정리해? 너무 많은데 영상.
There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff, stuff we never needed and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body.
얘가 최초 목격자인 건가?
I screamed and that's when I called the police.
940627.
When will the police let me back in the house? They let me take a bag of clothes with me, but 1984 was an awful year in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful. Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It was just awful.
도대체 무슨 소리죠?
They said it was food poisoning.
식중독?
There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe. Death caps. They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that. But, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone. And no one had any reason to hurt them.
부모님이
They said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms.
부모님 죽었다고? 부모님이 둘 다 식중독으로 죽은 거예요? 저 잠깐만요. 그러니까 이거 부모님이 뭐 식중독으로 돌아가셨다는데 그게 이거랑 뭔 상관이지?
They said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe.
근데
Death caps.
부모님이
They have a skirt.
버섯을 잘 아는데
My dad
왜
taught me
저걸로
that.
죽지?
But, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone. And no one
살해당한 거 아니야?
had any reason to hurt them.
버섯을 못
비비
알아봤다고?
체커 위 초록 부분은 현재까지 본 영상, 붉은 부분은 아직 보지 않은 영상이고 노란 부분이 가장 최근에 본 영상입니다.
그렇군요. 캣 아니 없잖아. 그러면은 라푼젤.
Sorry.
왼손잡이라고?
Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it. Are any of these in colour?
잠깐만, 이거 아까 전에 보고 있던 사진이 라푼젤이야?
Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it. Are any of these in colour?
어이, 어려워.
Did I pass? Sorry, I messed it up with all that Rapunzel stuff. Do you need me to do that card again?
카드? 어이씨. 얘는
You are
오른손이네.
obsessed with fairy tales. Not just the pretty ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real, bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour.
아니, 양손잡이일 수도 있겠다.
At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the captions
템템님
and
벌써
fit
이미
between
범인
pictures.
다 추리하셨는데
There was something
스스로
intimate
이해
about feeling
못할까봐
back and tracing
모르는
paper.
척하는
뭐요?
연기
그림에
너무
옷을
벗겨요?
감동적입니다. 오늘도
Rapunzel's hair is
응원합니다.
cut.
템템님 7국민
머리를 달리는 라푼젤?
The princess pricks her finger.
뭐야?
And the glaziers. I worked at some
있는데.
weekends and Simon had a part-time job there too. That was Eric's generosity. He was always good at helping out other people's children.
뱅고.
Simon was quiet, more thoughtful than the other boys. Even then, he had a sense of craftsmanship. Wasn't always rushing stuff. Boys that age are just running around like headless chickens most of the time. You know? Plus, he had that look. He looked like a fairy tale prince.
죽은 거는 사이먼. 근데 얘네 이상해요. 뭐든지 자꾸 뭔가 동화책에 비유하고 뭔가
템짱 한 명은 반지 끼고 한 명은 안 꼈는데 네 번째 손가락에 있는 거 봐서 사이먼이랑 맞춘 약혼 반지 같은 것 같아.
We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale.
인생은 동화가 아니에요. 맞아요. 근데 왜 이렇게 동화에 비유하세요?
That's all you can.
뭔 소리야?
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors, and lost children. So you see,
맛없어.
even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in the stories.
맛없어. 뭐지? 반지? 있다.
No.
No?
No, he wasn't wearing his wedding ring.
어? 근데 남자가 결혼 반지를 안 끼고 있으면 여자가 낀 것도 결혼 반지가 아니지 않아? 뭐지? 아니 동화라고 검색해놓고가 아니고 계속 라푼젤 얘기를 했어요 얘네가. 그래서 사고 온 건데.
이 새끼 범인이라고 적었어야 그게 갓겜이지. 모든 것은 다
그럼
번역자 잘못이다.
무슨 뭐지 그러면?
쌍둥이 구분하는 거는 타투가 아니면 확실하지 않다는 게 가장 중요한 거 같잖아.
아니.
The mirror.
얘 반지 끼고
I can't
있는데
remember.
주황색에.
I put it somewhere safe. Upstairs, I think. I haven't looked at it since.
사이먼은 제일 처음에 검색했어요.
Silver leaf? No. He normally solves them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
도미닉을 검색하려고. 덜악도 해봤어. 아니 도대체 뭔지 모르겠어. 덜악도 해봤어. 다이어리요?
No, he doesn't keep a diary. That's my thing. I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a girl. Helps make sense of my day. And when you're forced to put something into words, just gives you perspective. Everyone's on the same page. When I was 8, Mother died. She slipped down the stairs.
어? 아까 걔는
It
부모님이
was an accident.
포이즌, 그러니까
I
독으로
had read a diary
식중독으로
about
죽었다
poison. I knew she
그랬는데
wasn't my real mother.
이거는
So I burned the diary that day and I left. Walked out and across the street.
아니 근데 그 아까 전에 그 버섯 먹고 죽었다는 애가 누구고 얘가 누군지 모르겠어. 얘가 이브고 아까 버섯으로 죽은 게 그러면은 해나야? 아우 너무 헷갈려.
식중독으로 쓰러져서
Just my way
계단에서
of life.
굴렀던 거임.
We would swap places and take it in turns to do things.
뭐? 서로 위치를
And we were very
바꿔가면서?
careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so that we were on the same page.
헐.
We had a list of rules that said what we could and couldn't do in any given situation. It was exhaustive. We lived a second life through those rules. Rules for things that could only ever happen inside our imaginations. We would consider all the permutations of future events and agree rules to walk our way through them.
어이씨 깜짝아. 어이 무서워. 룰이 뭔지 보자.
와 알겠다 저거이야 그래서 그랬구나. 와 그거네
Okay.
그거 템템버린은 말이야.
She's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules. Or maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault. She looks scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity.
어? 다른 사람으로 오해받아서일지도?
Did they catch her there? I don't know.
띠용.
Hannah was so smitten with Simon, she started getting jealous, didn't want to share. Even the first date, we went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went, kept changing places in the toilet. We only had one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems.
방광에 문제가 있는 줄 알았어.
The next date, it was my turn.
아니 그러면 거의 여자 둘이서 한 남자랑 결혼한 거잖아. 이게 뭐야?
We didn't want another Carl on our hands, and the Ouija board had said to
아니
hold
뽀뽀도
back.
할 때 말이 돼?
After that, it was Hannah's turn, and
아니 무슨
she slept with him. Broke the rules.
지글께서 무서워하다
그러니까.
미칠까봐 무서워하는 거 우리는 규칙을 정했다 미래에 대한 예측
와 둘이 와 뭐야 이게
따라서
I
나온다.
mean, that's when she got pregnant. From that one time.
헐 뭐야 이게 와일 뭐야?
It lasted about 6 months. I tried to carry on, but everything was different.
2116이네.
Hannah insisted I not pretend to be her around Simon, let alone sleep with him.
헐 이걸로
Not share him
싸웠나봐.
like the others.
와 평소엔 공유했나봐. 얘네 이상해.
Me living in the attic had become weird in a way it hadn't been before.
아니 이상한 애들이네.
해나는 대타 출동을 늘 사용했다.
어? 메리지? 아니 저기요? 나나나나나 아닌데
I hoover, I dust every week, maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people asked, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day, ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental, next to the Reader's Digest books. Cigarettes inside. And she still has them. I mean, last time I was there, I looked in a vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years of marriage. And she still has a secret like that.
어?
진실의 방이 필요하다. 겁나 큰 진실의 방이.
I hoover, I dust every week, maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people asked, tell them you do it once a week.
엘레노어가
But
누구야?
every few weeks is okay. I think she was just.
아니
I hoover, I dust every week, maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people asked, tell them you do it
엘레노어가
once a week.
누구야? 처음 듣는 앤데. 잠깐만 일단 다 보고.
So, our sex life is probably fairly average for a couple after 10 years of marriage.
응?
Simon was very moral about that sort of thing. He wouldn't just walk out there and sleep with anyone. He wasn't that kind of guy. He took his marriage very seriously.
얘가 해나야. 맞죠?